For this video, what we're going to do is concentrate on how exactly you as a vendor upload your products to be available in the store. So if we click on Marketplace, this will allow us to go directly to the CRYENGINE Marketplace. And the idea behind this is to give users the ability to not only sell, but also buy products from other CRYENGINE users. So what we want to concentrate on is how exactly do we make our products, such as this wood texture from Lex4 Art, how would we make this texture from our own assets show up on the marketplace? And the first step is to do the asset submission. So shrinking the marketplace, we're going to go back to the launcher because the launcher is actually where we submit the asset. So if we go to Library, and we can do Submit Asset, and this will bring us to the ability to upload our files and maybe type in some specific details regarding our asset. So I'm going to go ahead and select files, and I know it's on the desktop, and it's in Vendor Upload. So I have some images of my fences, and I have a wood fence that is a zip file. Make sure that you upload a zip file for us, and that's what we'll take in to be able to reproduce or push out to anybody who purchases your product. So we're going to do Open, and let's go ahead and call it a 3D model. As you can see, we have multiple objects or types of assets that you can put up on the store. It can be anything from a full project to maybe even software. For example, something that's used externally, like maybe Substance or World Machine. These would be all examples of software that maybe if you have a piece of software that you would like to promote or push to the users of the engine, you would be able to put it on the marketplace as well. So we don't limit it just to textures and models. We're going to keep it as a 3D model, and we're going to choose some categories. I'm just going to do it really quickly. We'll do architecture, maybe like scene. We'll do another one, which is a structure, and I'm going to stop right there just to show you that you don't have to choose 3. So let's call this one a wooden fence. And the nice thing about this right here is we have an exchange. So what we can do is type in, maybe if you're from America, you want to type in $10, you can automatically see what the pound and euro conversion is, which means it's 6.97 in the pound and 8.82 in the euro. You can click if it's a mature content. We're going to select no, and we're going to move to the next thing. So it's going to ask if it's a compiled asset. In this case, it is a compiled asset, but for the sake of the tutorial, I'm just going to say no. In the geometry, we're going to put it at, mostly it's going to be polygonal, quad, and tris. And let's put in an arbitrary vert and poly count that maybe we can just define for the tutorial's sake. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to state whether or not there are textures. Yes, there are, and there are materials. No, it is not rigged or animated, such as a character would be. Does it have a proxy? Yes. Does it have an LOD? Yes. And is it UV mapped? Yes. And we need to state the different types of UVs. So non-overlapping would mean it's a unique one-to-one texture map. Yes, overlapping means it's tiled. So maybe you have a wood texture that you've tiled over and over and it's seamless. And then you would be able to get better texel density based on the fact that you have it tiling over and over. And then you could do mixed, which would be both, or maybe it isn't at all, or maybe you just don't know. So in this case, it's going to be yes, overlap. This section is going to ask for a video or image. Well, for this, we have actual images. So I can go ahead and I can drop these images in. And then the important thing to do is actually select the image we want as the hero image. I'm going to go ahead and make it this one. And then the YouTube video URL is technically something that we would be able to add to it, but we don't actually have one for this video, so we're not going to use it. In the description, let's just type in, this is the description for the product. And you'll notice that it needs to be 100 characters. And then once we have it, we've shown that we have everything in place. And then we also have the ability to use markdown syntax, which will give you a list. So keep that in mind in case you want to be able to get a fancier description past just simple text. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually submit it. And then that's actually the last thing that we have to do. So in this case, we've basically submitted the asset, and we can go to our submissions, and we can see that we actually have all the submissions from before. So this is the Crytek account. And in your case, if they were released or maybe they were declined, it would show up here. In this case, we have submitted, so this is the status of the product. And you would naturally wait for QA, and eventually you would see it on the marketplace. So if we were to go to our products and we click Crytek, we'd be able to see all of Crytek's products. And in the same regard, whatever your icon is and whatever your name is, it would show up in the same listing or the same style as you see on our main page with our own assets. So it's a quick idea of how you can upload vendor content to the marketplace through the launcher. So we look forward to having you upload your own assets to be able to not only populate our store, but also populate the content of users of the CRYENGINE in their developments.